What currency do you use?
Ron.
Romanian leu. The Romanian fucking lion.
Nice.
Out petition to change the currency to the Romanian bear.
Romanian lux.
Yes, pretty much.
Cât costă 10 ori. Oh, thank God.
Okay, so I found an article made this year, earlier this year, and it says that the net salary is somewhere around 4,000 lei per month.
So like what? $800.
What would the gross be though?
Those would be
Wait,
like
can I find net for Finland?
6,400 was the root.
that's like 1,200, 1,100, 1,200. I think.
Okay.
Maybe more actually. Not very up to date with currency translations.
Yeah, it's quite a bit less.
But like, why did that site tell you otherwise?
I don't fucking know. I don't know what site it was. I couldn't find like any very official looking site.
Oh, well, the thing is that our politicians like don't know what the minimum salary is. So
For Finland, our gross median, and it says for total earnings of full-time wage and salary earners was 3,200 euros. So it's about the same in USD.
Mhm.
A little bit less, like 2 pence less. But that's like, I don't know. I at least like surpassed that quite easily.
how much do you pay in taxes, like percentage wise?
Basically off of income. Everyone gets, well, it depends on where you live, because you have like kind of county tax or something like that, and it depends if you
Fancy.
belong to the church. So I think at the moment it's around like that part that everyone pays kind of same is around, it ranges from like 7.5 to 8.5%, I think. And then on top, our taxes depend on how much you earn.
Okay.
So the higher you earn, the higher your tax will be, like the percentage. I think mine, I can actually double check because I don't remember. I have a bit of a less tax since I graduated so recently. But I think mine is around 23-24%. So then that plus the whatever 8%. I have 23% at the moment. I'd probably normally have 24 and a half maybe.
Okay.
And then, so rounding up around 30% straight off. But then we might also have a higher tax in like clothing, electronics, food, etc.
Yeah, but do you have nice roads though?
Nice roads,
Yes.
not that nice. People complain the whole time. We have a lot of roads that should be dirt roads that have been made into paved roads, and then they're not taken care of because it's too expensive, and then they're shit. They're
Yeah,
probably
but-
not as bad as there, but also since we have winters, that fucks up pavement or the
Yeah.
like, and then especially since Finland is like this long country, we transport a lot on like trucks, which then adds more pressure to the roads. Plus, then on winter we use winter tires that have spikes on them that fuck up the roads even more.
Yeah. Fair.
Like the main roads, they're pretty much repaving probably every other year, every other summer.
Okay. When you go to a hospital, do you get depression though?
Depends what day I go. Weekends?
Oh, because
That's a whole day trip.
it's like another thing that I wanted to say because you also mentioned that you have like national healthcare. We
Yeah.
have national healthcare as well, but it's like the only time that you actually use that, or you could use that, is if you like call for an ambulance. And that's about it. Because any other, if you need to get some, what's it called? What is it called? If you're gonna want to do some medical investigations, or if you like wanna, I don't know, fill in your teeth or get a scan or something, I don't know, anything, you would go to a private clinic.
Okay.
The problem is that in our hospitals you can do all
Oh,
of
shit.
those things, but you will have to wait for weeks or maybe even months because they have a set amount of money that is I don't know why I'm having trouble finding my words right now.
Is it like a
don't
set
know.
amount of money that's allocated for that thing
Yeah.
per year or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, exactly.
So the
exactly.
budget, basically.
Exactly. But the thing is that there's a lot of people who like know people working in the hospital, and it's like it's okay. I can take care of your stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Because people had to, and this is just a communist way of thinking. Because people did like they had to manage somehow in the communist time, so they managed to get away with this. Like if you knew someone at working at the store, like at a I don't know, selling basic stuff like meat and bread, you would always cut in the line and always be first there and always get served first. But if you didn't and you had a hard time waiting in line for a couple of hours until you get your stuff, similarly with the hospital. So if you like know someone, they can get it done for you faster. But if you don't, you will have it done, but it's gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah.
If you're not fast enough, like sign up and go get your things checked out. That's the issue. So naturally, everyone goes to like private clinics. to
Yeah,
get
we don't have like that sort of thing. We're just, I think, for us, if you're like really sick, like I had my appendix, like got infected, like that was quite nice. Even on the weekend, that I just went to the emergency room. Took a while to get in because there was such a big line, but then I kind of got past the queue because I was like puking everything out. Like they tried to give me a pain pill and I just puked it out because it was so infected. And then I got surgery like the next morning. Was there for like a day and got out, and like everything was fine. My sister had to had emergency brain surgery at one point, and got it. Like they had to call the like people that were on call on a Sunday night, and everything went fine. She was at the hospital for like a week and a half afterwards, and you have to pay like when they admit you, you pay like maybe it was like 30, was it 36 euros a day, basically. That covers ambulance cost, medical cost, food, medicine, doctor visits, nurse visits, everything while you're at the hospital. So those things work really nice. But if you have something that's not like easily detectable, like I don't know, you have a weird cough or you have this or you have that, it's mostly like, oh, try this asthma medicine. And it's like, I haven't been tested for asthma. It's like, yeah, if it doesn't work, then we know that you don't have it.
Big.
Try this, try that, do this, do that. It's like it's more about like just getting people in and out than actually like, oh, we'll try and figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the problem because they're so overworked.
Well, I mean, we have family doctors for that.
Mm.
If I don't know, your kid has a weird cough, you just call up your family doctor and make an appointment to see the kid. Or if, like, you, for example, feel icky or you have something, you won't go to the emergency room because it's not an emergency. But like, you'll get an appointment with your doctor and he'll see you and he'll assess the situation and give you some medication similarly to what you described. Like he'll just give you something for like 5 days or 3 days or something like that, and then you'll have to go back after those days to see if there's been any improvement.
Yeah.
And if he thinks that it's something more serious or there's an underlying condition that you should go check out, he can also like prescribe you to go and get some certain things checked out, like blood. What's it called? But yeah, otherwise, if you like call the ambulance, it's for free. The only thing that we are used to doing, which is extremely unhealthy and it's bad, is like if you get to the hospital and you are you do have something and they take you in, you will bribe the nurses to make sure that they're actually paying attention and they're actually checking up on you and they're actually like giving you the medicine that you're supposed to, because it's a lot of times that they're like doing this thing where they say that we don't have that medicine right now, you should go and buy it. There's a pharmacy right next to the hospital downstairs. If you go, you can go and buy it for yourself. It's like they don't give it to you. You have to, even though they have it, they always say that they don't have it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know it is. But it's just because a lot of people, it's the mentality. People got used to giving them money just to make sure that everything's gonna be okay, and the mentality stick even to this day.
Yeah.
And the problem is that now people, I feel, might be afraid not to give money, because then what if still they won't pay attention? My grandma is in the hospital. What if they're not gonna pay attention to her? Because it's an issue, especially if it's like about elderly people.
Ah, it's fucked, man.
Yeah, we don't have that sort of thing. Like we don't have this.
With elderly people, it's so like they don't give a shit. Like absolutely, unless
they
you
don't give
pay
a shit
them.
about anyone. Doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah, but the thing is that with older people, they can like say that, nah, you're just making stuff up. It's not like that. But if it's an adult, it's like a 20, 30-year-old adult that can like function normally and think logically. They won't, like, they'll know that you're bullshitting. That's the issue. So it's very fucked up. It's still free healthcare, but it's I don't know. I somehow I wish
Why is he tanking it there, dude?
it wasn't free, but at least it would be better.
Whoever has the thingy should be standing right next to it. But it's arranged where it's the healer, so he doesn't want to.
If
But
he-
yeah,
if he
we don't
wasn't-
really have that.
If it wasn't
that
free,
sort of
then
thing.
people couldn't afford it.
We don't really have like that sort of thing. Like we have, I think we were rated one of the least corrupt places, but like we still have corruption, especially in the countryside. Like there's so many stories of like farmers who can't for some reason like pay their bills, and then the bankers of like the local branch who they like owe the money to like kind of foreclose on the state, and they don't really do a proper job in trying to get the like it auctioned off, and then some friend of them buys it off
Yeah.
for like super cheap, and like shit like that like you hear a lot here. And I know when my dad was like little, so like back in the 80s and stuff like that, apparently like you have to have a yearly inspection in your car once it's a bit older. And apparently a way to pass it was like when you park it, you put a bottle of vodka beneath the driver's seat. Because the first thing the inspector does is goes to the parking lot, gets the car, and then goes test out the brakes. So he breaks out the machine, and the bottle of vodka just rolls over into his feet, and he knows that it's for him, so he'll pass the car. So that's something that my dad said that was still a thing in his childhood. But we don't have that shit anymore. Like everything's quite heavily regulated, and like things are pretty good here, I would say. Like really, really good. It's not perfect, but like could be a lot worse. I mean, we've been voted the happiest people alive, but that's just because we have very high suicide rates. So all the sad people just fucking end themselves. And we just have all the slightly happy people are left.
Slightly happy.
That's a vibe.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Don't say that. That's so sad.
I mean, pretty much like all the Nordics have been doing quite well in all of those like measurements. I don't know how the fuck they're like you can measure like how happy people are or something like that. Maybe it's all the saunas. Probably that.
Maybe.
Life must be shit, but at least you can go toast in a small room.
This is not a pool that I like.
No, they're so like bolstered. Hey, the tank's not dying, so you know why not?
I know. Kind of frustrated that I didn't get a lust. Forgot about that.
Save it for the boss.
No, we don't have one.
Oh, you don't have.
Yeah,
You need to have drums then.
don't have drums either.
Johnski, when are we visiting Finland?
Whenever you want.
Can we go tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're always welcome. I will take you to the Ferris wheel sauna if you want.
Let's go.
You're gonna take Johnski's sauna virginity.
Yeah, man. A lot of people are like, yeah, I've been to the sauna like at some like local gym somewhere where they live, and then it's like, okay, so what were like how hot it was, and it's like, oh, you couldn't control it. I'm like, yeah, you weren't at a sauna, you were in a fucking like slightly warm room. Like it like in Finland it's this thing, like stupid macho thing that like you're not a man if you can't sauna at 100 degrees.
No.
But
Oh
to be
no.
honest, 80 is the sweet spot.
I don't know. I actually have no idea what temperature was it when I was at the sauna. It was like the same at the gym
Yeah.
because it had like there was a subscription that you could get like I don't know how many minutes or how many thingies per month sauna visits. How do you call them?
Yeah.
I tried it out, and it was like you had to put you could bring your own like essential oils to smell nice, and you could put that on the hot rocks with the water, and it was super damn hot. It was nice.
It is super nice. Like we have some oils as well. You want to make it smell nice, like. But you need to be fucking careful with that. Like too much of that, you can't be in the room. Like it gets stinky so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's also very different kind of saunas. So there's electrically heated saunas, which are the most common because they're so easy to have. But good electrical saunas give as smooth of a heat as wooden heated saunas. That's like how do I say it? The old school, very traditional sauna is like wood heated, and it's usually really nice and a very soft heat. It doesn't like sting that much. Then you have smoke saunas. That's kind of like, I mean, you have steam saunas and smoke saunas that are very similar, but just different thing. Well, smoke
What
is
scenario is it a good idea for the tank to pick up the things and carry them?
It's a stupid idea.
Because it's quite frustrating having all the aggro, I could say.
Like, smoke sauna is basically a wooden heated sauna where there's no exit pipe for the smoke from the wood that you're burning under the stove or under the rocks. So it just fills up the room.
Is that healthy?
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds extremely unhealthy.
Like, it's not bad. We're all alive. This has been the way to do it forever and ever. And we're the happiest people alive, so, you know.
Okay. Listen. I've heard this so many times, and it's one of the worst arguments ever to have. Like, it's always been this way. We never died from it. Like, no.
Oh yeah, that's what our ancestors say about pouring like piss in your eyes.
What?
We have those shitty like Yakurbabes.
Oh,
I check them out. Like, if you go to a like remote village and you say your eye hurts, they're gonna tell you, "Well, just pour pee in it."
Like,
they are not dead.
The thing is, the room is not like sealed, so the smoke like does get out, but it just like heats it up at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't hurt
yeah,
or anything like that.
You don't stay for a very long time there anyway, so yeah. I guess it's fine for pressure.
Will I do another one? Probably not.
Then you have like
not having a good time.
Like these new kinds of saunas, like you have infrared saunas.
The what now, sauna?
Infrared.
Infrared. How does
that? Basically, it heats your it heats you with infrared beams. It's super weird because you go into a room and it's not like really warm, but you're like already in like sauna stuff, so you just have like your bathing suit or like a towel on, and it's actually like it's like a normal room, a bit hotter, a bit warmer than a normal room maybe, but you're expecting a sauna, so it feels like you're going just into like a way too cold room. But once you've sat there for like 5-10 minutes, the infrared, like, it warms up
I don't
your
want to
skin,
plug it anymore. I mean,
and it feels super cool
Yeah.
and nice. Like, it feels like such a nice warmth.
Hello.
Hey, Mo.
yeah, melted.
Holy.
They're not very common, but some like gyms have them.
Lithuania, there are some of them. Oh. It's uncommon.
Basically, it's like it's the same kind of how do I say it? Like infrared is not a infrared sauna is not a Finnish invention, so that's not for us. But like it's kind of like I think they kind of mimic like sun rays. Like the wavelength is the same as like sun rays.
I see.
It's a lot safer, for example, like pregnant women, because the heat doesn't get to the like the unborn child or like the womb. Because it kind of just heats your skin.
Ooh.
Yeah. And oh,
Interesting.
don't you have them
What?
in
Infrared
Romania?
saunas?
Yeah.
I've literally never in my life heard that something like that exists.
Okay.
Did you know that people gave birth a lot in the sauna?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've heard it about giving birth, like in a pool under the water, not in a sauna.
It used to be a thing in like 1800s or start of 1900. It was thought of as a very hygienic way because that's kind of like where you bathe. But like it then, I mean, it's kind of said that like it's not that safe, but the reasons are like, oh, like if you have a massive like bleeding, you're not at a hospital. So it's like, okay, well, that's like anywhere. Basically.
Okay, so apparently we can buy a infrared sauna cabin. It's for 2 people, and it's almost 10,000 RON, Jonesy. If you're
That's a lot. No, I'm not.
9,707. €2. That's 2,000 euros for a sauna cabin if you want to buy it.
Somehow I
Why?
expected it to be more expensive.
More expensive. I mean, there are some that are cheaper.
The earliest saunas, or the Finnish saunas, were from the Bronze Age. And also, it's fuck. What's the like? It's